There is a lot of talk these days about the space of harm reduction in regards to working with plant medicines like psilocybin, ayahuasca, even ketamine, MDMA. And this is great. We absolutely want to mitigate the space of harm. We want to create a sense of safety for people. But what this often does is sort of sterilize the reality that these plant medicines are supposed to be risky. They're supposed to feel somewhat dangerous. Let me explain. Because these medicines push us to the edges of how we see ourselves in the world, they show us what we're made of, and that feels dangerous to the ego that likes things to feel safe, comfortable, easy. So we're up against a society that loves the space of the mind, and the mind loves things to stay the same. And so when something like ayahuasca comes in and pushes us into an expanded state, it feels incredibly dangerous because it pushes against the programming that we all have around wanting things to be easy. They're not easy to work with. They're risky because they threaten to change our limited views of ourselves and the world. And this is extremely healing and wonderfully beneficial, but they're dangerous to the mind that wants things to be status quo. They're not dangerous in the sense of, oh, they're going to kill us. They're dangerous to the very part of us that needs to experience this danger in order to have an expansion and epiphany. So the harm reduction, on the one hand, wonderful. Safety is what is most important to me in doing this work. However, the idea that the clinical space has around safety is really, really diluted and limited. Examples. They are creating currently something called pharmahuasca, which essentially is trying to duplicate the effects of ayahuasca, but without the, discomfort of the purge. That is like creating an airplane that doesn't fly. It's missing the point when you try to just dilute the effects of the purge, which is one of the most healing and expansive parts of working with this medicine. It is, again, the Western world's idea of, oh, wouldn't it be better if it was easier and more comfortable? And the answer is no. If you sterilize the potency, the risk factor from the perspective of the mind of these medicines, you're taking away many of their superpowers. They won't be so healing. They won't be so enlightening. They won't help with PTSD and things like that. They might be easier to work with, but is that really the goal? So harm reduction is wonderful when it's really about safety. It is not wonderful when it's about making things seemingly easier, which then takes away the efficacy and the superpowers of the process and the medicines themselves. So let these medicines be risky to the part of us that needs to get uncomfortable, but also let's continue to do the work to guarantee that we can create physical safety, emotional safety, in the sense that we are not harmed or traumatized, but that doesn't mean this process is supposed to be easy. If you agree or disagree, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave some comments below. I'm Courtney, the CEO of Plant Medicine People. Follow us for more content like this soon, and be well out there.